What's up guys, this is John Parker and today I want to talk to you about Clench Fitness's Carbon Bar. For the past 3 months, I have been training variable resistance exclusively. It's been a great challenge to stress my muscles and my strength and also see if I can build some muscle using equipment like this. Now, what sets this bar apart from the others on the market is the fact that it's carbon fiber. And you rarely see carbon fiber equipment in the gym, and I feel like it's quite unique. It reminds me of when I mountain bike and having carbon fiber handlebars. The carbon fiber bars absorb impact and small bumps in the road. So when you're riding a mountain bike, it completely smooths out the ride. Similarly, I found when performing pulling exercises like rows or bicep curls that the bar actually smooths out the strength curve. You probably have to feel it yourself to really understand what I'm saying, but it feels very, very smooth. One thing I like about this bar in comparison to the competition is it weighs in at less than 2 pounds. So when you're lifting with heavy bands, it only feels like you have resistance from the bands and not from the bar weighing anything. So they've done a great job with creating a carbon fiber piece of equipment. Again, it's very unique. You don't see this stuff in a gym environment. And they did it right with the color. The black looks really good and it matches with the rest of my equipment. And I typically prefer the darker and colored pieces of equipment rather than traditional silver, as in an iron alloy steel bar. Okay, next up. This bar, because it's carbon fiber, can't have knurling like a barbell like these have. So instead, what they've done is they've created texture. And the texture reminds me of grip tape on a skateboard. And I found it to just be the perfect amount of grip versus smoothness. It's not so aggressive that it's gonna tear the hands, but it's aggressive enough that when you're performing deadlifts, rows, bicep curls, that it's not going to slip out of your hands. So big win on that. Next up, the carabiners are awesome. You can see these bands are not coming off these carabiners. You just simply open up the gate to let the band through. They snap shut with a little spring and they're super sturdy. They rotate independently, so the band's gonna stay in the perfect direction when it's underneath your foot plate. I like their logo as well. It's a nice little Clench Fitness end cap. Looks good, made in the USA. I like the black. Okay. So a lot of pros to the carbon bar. I would say my only con is that UPS gave it kind of rough treatment on the way to me. So they dented one of my end caps, which is completely insignificant and it's gonna happen. Equipment's going to get banged up. So main things I love, the look, I love the material, I love the carabiners, I love the rigidity and absorption of the force. Let me show you how this thing works. I'll show you a chest press. So we have our nice serious steel bands. These are 37-inch bands, which I prefer at my height of 5'10". It feels like the strength curve is the best for me. All you would do, put the bands through the gates. Okay, I can double up these bands. I can put it over my head. It's kind of tough to do by yourself. Get these bands nice and straight. Okay, looks like I got it. And from here, you would just do your exercise. So get a good press, pushing against the band, pushing forward as well, and back. And as I do these presses, the carbon bar just feels completely sturdy in my hands. It's got a really nice feel. All the way from the hands and my skin, all the way to my shoulder, I can get really smooth presses, even on a relatively heavy band. Feels awesome. Okay, and you can see with this band at full extension, these carabiners just lock straight back and they are not gonna let go of that band. They're super strong. Okay, little chest press. Let me show you another exercise. So I'm also a huge fan of Clench's foot plate. It is super bomb-proof plastic, and the best part is it has all these channels underneath for a variety of exercises. So a couple of my favorite exercises, chest press, which I just showed you, and then the deadlift. And I just love deadlifts because you can load this one the heaviest. That's it, that's the whole setup. I just put it underneath those main channels. Find a nice deadlift stance. That's gonna be narrow for me, about hip width. Hands are right outside. And now I'm going to get tight and I'll drive through the legs. Strong walk out. Couple more reps, down. No tension here, and then max tension at the top. I like to pull fast, kind of work those type 2 muscle fibers, and drive. Okay, and as I put this bar down, notice how Clench measured it so it's completely compatible with the foot plate. They've done a great job. The aesthetic looks awesome, and It's all pros for me. I don't think I have any cons with this. I like it so much that I actually ordered a second one. I'll have a second foot plate. I'll have a second bar. And for me, that means I can take it with me when I travel. But on a day-to-day basis, I mostly use it because I bring it to my clients. And we do variable resistance for burnouts or for main sets. So I give the carbon bar my full support, and I hope you guys get your own and see what you think.